Hello ladies and gentlemen, CaptainShack here, and welcome to Total War Warhammer 2. Now I recently had the opportunity to chat with the devs and get some hands-on time with the sequel, and I'm impressed. I'm absolutely loving the new factions and their accompanying mechanics, particularly the Skaven Ratmen, which might be my new favorite race from this one and the original.
Deep under the world, they chitter and plan, watching, waiting.
Now keep in mind, the captured footage you're seeing here is pre-release footage, so things are probably going to change by the time of the release. All right, let's get into it. Warhammer 2, in my opinion, is a proper sequel. We got 4 new sides that are very different, and a full-on campaign with unique mechanics attached to it. The 4 sides are probably the most interesting part, and some would argue more interesting than the original races. Now, I really prefer human factions most of the time, so I'd probably argue that point. But I'm also the guy who always plays a human in my RPGs with elves and other shenanigans, so, bear that with a grain of salt. The new races are the evil sex-crazed Dark Elves, the uppity, arrogant High Elves, the dinosaur-riding Lizardmen, and the big reveal that no one saw coming except everybody, the Skaven, which I couldn't be happier with. The steampunk, disease-spreading, massively populating, nightmare-inducing, monster-creating rat people are in the game, and they're as cool as they sound. All right, in the new campaign, the 4 races are vying for control over the Great Vortex, a magical maelstrom that sits above the Isle of the Dead in the center of High Elf's homeland. From the footage, you can see how massive the map actually is. I was a little surprised by this. From all the footage that they'd released so far, it seemed kind of small, but you can see from this map, it's about the same size as the original game. This is really cool when you take into consideration that they're gonna be mixing these 2 campaign maps together after the release of this sequel into one big massive map with all of the races, which I can't wait to try out in co-op. Now, this Vortex's purpose when created by the High Elves long ago was to slowly drain the winds of magic out of the world, while also blasting a massive demonic invasion back to the realm of chaos. The campaign is therefore a race for control of the Vortex, culminating in a cataclysmic series of in-game events that I'm told will have actual chaos armies starting to appear on the map as things get a little bit more unstable. We'll have to see though. This is the first time a Total War game has come out where the AI can actually beat you to the end-game objective. It's kinda interesting. We've still got everything that makes Total War and the former Warhammer titles fun if you haven't played the original. Managing and building armies, growing your empire, researching new technologies, making and breaking alliances. The High Elves can even mess around with the politics in the background, goading groups into fighting each other, as they love their political intrigue, which is cool that they turned a personality trait for one of the races into a game mechanic. Another great lore-turned game mechanic would be the Ratmen's just everything. Okay, where to start? I only have about an hour and a half of game time with the Ratmen, but here's what I know from what I played. The Ratmen's primary resource is food. They take massive penalties if they go under a certain amount of food stockpiled. But they can spend food to do some really fun things, the best of which is, get this, during a siege for a city, they can spend food to up their population so that they can have swarms of rats tunnel anywhere in the map during the battle. So think Vermintide and you've nailed it. The more food you choose to use at the start, the more charges of this rat spawning ability you get. They also get a special unit that can tunnel underground and detonate under a city, causing a bunch of destruction, even breaking walls, so you can weaken up fortifications before you engage. Now, I wasn't able to try that one out because I didn't get that far in the campaign. One cool mechanic that the Ratmen have that is, they don't really build up settlements in a visual sense so much as make warrens in the ruins of destroyed cities, meaning that a ruined city that you see on your map you're going to go take could be a Skaven nest filled with thousands of rats. So yeah, surprise. This would seem to give the Skaven a feeling of really infesting a territory, and you'd want to clean them out.
The ruined lizardmen city of Vortex dominates this province, my lord. The reptiles have long since abandoned their holdings here. Now your clan Moors contest control of the ruins that remain. Your warren is well defended, yet the elves press forward in ever greater numbers. Do not let Vortex fall, Lord Quick.
And now, you're never quite sure what's in the ruined city until you actually approach it. Unit-wise, the Skaven get some really fun ones, like the giant doom wheel that actually has a rat running around inside it if you look closely enough. This unit has really high mass, so you can actually order it past infantry lines and watch it run over fools that don't get out of the way. The rat ogres have one of my favorite animations, running like giant apes and smashing their way into elven lines. A few other highlights were the Plague Claw Catapult for long-range bombardment, the Hell Pit Abomination for... I'm not really sure what that thing was originally designed for, but I'm gonna go with death dealing, and it's disgusting. But I love the animation for it. Of course, you've also got your Lord units like Zap Spark, the Experimenter, or my favorite that I got to play around with, which was Lord Skrolk, who's a caster with some really nasty spells like Pestilence Breath. Does burping up an impossibly foul doom cloud really count as a spell? Sure, why not if you're a bunch of ratmen running about? He can also bless other ratmen's weapons with filth, giving them all kinds of debuff effects when they strike a target. My favorite spell hands down is Vermintide, which the description reads, and I quote, "Behold the Vermintide, the wizard calls and the rats answer." You can guess what this does. This actually got me reinstalling Vermintide on Steam as soon as I got home from the trip. Now, keep in mind, this is just a sampling of the Skaven. I haven't had a lot of time invested into playing with him, but I am really looking forward to it. Well, let me know in the comments below, what race are you most looking forward to when this comes out? And when they release the Mega Map, what race should I play? I'm thinking about doing a cooperative campaign, like a proper one, all the way through, but with the Mega Map, that'd be a long campaign, so I'd have to be really sure what race I'd want to play. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Later, everybody.